Typically, in an integration, most of the data for the outbound message comes from the inbound message. You use the mapper to define the relationship between the relevant fields in those two messages. The mapper represents the data structure of the incoming message on the left side of the editor and the data structure of the outgoing message on the right side. To copy a field directly from the incoming message to the outgoing message, you can drag and drop from the source to the target field. Pretty easy. But if you have a large message structure, there might be dozens or even hundreds of fields to copy. In that case, you might want to use the search and filter tools to find the fields you're looking for more easily. You can also speed the process up by using the Oracle Recommends recommendation engine. The engine examines the two message structures and lists a series of recommended fields to copy based on mappings contributed anonymously by others. Then, you can either accept those listed recommendations in bulk, or you can evaluate them one at a time, whichever makes sense for your situation. When your mappings are done, you can use the test tool to verify that they're correct. The test tool will either accept sample data you provide, or it can generate its own sample data. Either way, you can see the result of your mapping and verify that it's what you need it to be. Under the covers, the mapper is generating XSL code that corresponds to the copies you've defined. That code's revealed in the Expression Builder pane near the bottom of the screen. You can also examine the code directly if you need to do any troubleshooting or if you're just curious to see exactly what it is you're building. Mappings aren't always just plain copy commands, though. Sometimes values need to be compared, modified, or manipulated. Then using XSL gives us a lot more than just something to look at. It gives us the ability to use functions, operators, and other XSLT expressions in our mappings. And with that ability, we can do things like process and manipulate strings or date and time values. You can use Boolean values and do comparisons of values, and lots more. You can use for each loops to process repeating message elements. You can define conditional mappings. You can define reference lookup tables of values to assign to message destination fields. We'll talk in depth about some of those other features in another conversation, but for now, know that however you need to process the data for your destination system, the mapper is going to help you find your way to getting it done.